you feel the love tonight? Too bad you're on mute. That's why you can't tell us what to say.
No, it doesn't matter. I know because I was on mute. It didn't matter. I was actually saying I don't know how to even like get past that one. I should just hit the opening right now. That was just crazy. Folks, welcome. Yes, we're coming to you on a Thursday. We had some technical difficulties and some other stuff was going on. It's cool. We're here now. We're alive. Look, the day is fast approaching. All right, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk about some of our favorite romantic linkings and bondings and relationships all across geek culture. All right, so Jabba, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. At first I thought something was wrong with your mic. I was like, I hope she's not speaking. I really hope she's not speaking. Hope she's not. Robert, are you ready? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Folks, let's have some fun and let's discuss VD. Just realized not that kind of VD, folks.
That's what I was like.
But let's discuss that at a later point because we're adults here. So let's discuss that. It's a very important thing as well. You know, free love is not always free. Let's be honest with that. So, hey, folks, welcome. Jesus, oh man, this is how we start the show off. Hey, folks. Well, I mean, that's not new. Welcome to TBA News, folks. Presented by the Hungry Bleak channel. This episode, look, it's close to Valentine's Day. Love is in the air, as someone was saying earlier. So we're going to be talking about some of our favorite romantic linkings and couples throughout geek culture, but we're going to focus on Black love because we do not see a lot of that as far as being around and being celebrated on geek culture. Well, before we get to that, let's introduce ourselves. I am Antonio Pomares, aka the Hungry Bleak, the hungriest man in the room. Take that however you want.
What's up? It's your girl Jabba Chan, who just squatted 195 for 3. I'm sore.
Baby.
And I'm Robert Jeffrey, Rob the Writer. I benched a sandwich. So
there you go.
Hey.
As long as it was a good sandwich.
Get it in, man. Get in. Get that multigrain and multigrain. I'm a big fan of rye, actually. I'm gonna be a big fan of rye bread. Random. Also, I apologize to anyone for my voice breaking earlier. I'm constantly going through puberty, so my voice is constantly squeaking for some reason, and I have no idea why. What have you? So this episode came to me because I was like, you know what? I know that there's a new Wuthering Heights movie coming out, and I was like, you know what? Okay, yeah. And I was like, you know what? How many times have we had that story? And I was thinking about we don't get a lot of reoccurring Black love stories in geek culture, geek media, mainstream media, what have you. So I said, you know what? I want to talk about that with two of the best co-hosts in all of streaming entertainment. Yeah. Talking to you, E Television. Talking to you, Extra. Talking to you, whatever other shows are out there. So, who are some of your favorite Black love stories? Jabba, I'm gonna start with you because I know you got one.
Me?
Yes, you.
I mean, like you said, they're far and few. But I mean, if I had to throw one in, okay, it might not be fully Black, but like, you know, she's kind of there. I would say it'd have to be Green Lantern and Hawkgirl. I'm talking about Jon Stewart. Is your hair? Because like I just love those two together from Justice League. And like I said, even though she's not Black, okay, she still got a little bit of color in her in more ways than one. But I'm just saying. But either way, I mean, think about it. They came out. They literally introduced her as an enemy of the planet, and then they came and formed the relationship, and they were all love and went on like their whatever future joint Flashpoint 7 kid later on. So it's like, I like them together. No, they do. I think it was like the Batman Beyond Justice League combo when they went to the future and something happened. Somebody messed up with something.
Yes, that was Wait, was that the I don't think that was a Flashpoint thing, was it? That was just them seeing the future, or was it?
It was like one of those things where I'm gonna say Barry scripted timeline once again, or something happened where.
I mean, you're not wrong, but damn, you're gonna throw him up under the bus like that? Yes. I mean, really?
Because that was when they had Batman Beyond Static Shock, but Static Shock was older.
Yeah, with the dreads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you had them. I want to say, I think that was just a feature episode that they did. Or wait, did somebody get thrown? No, wait, did Barry get? You know what? You're right though. Barry do be messing up. Yeah. You know, yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah, they are. I absolutely love them as a couple, depending on which Shire you're talking about too, because some Shires are black, depending on who use this is. But I know which one you talk about. Yeah, that's. See, now I got to go back and rewatch the series. Darn, I got to go back and rewatch A Great Thing. Darn,
go back and see it.
I know. Oh, for like the 10th time. Oh no. What about you, Robert?
For me, you know, I'm gonna always start off with Trek. So, and coming on the heels of spoiler, the most recent episode of Starfleet Academy, my choice is Captain Benjamin Sisko and Captain Cassidy Yates Sisko. They
damn it, Robert.
In a far away land, you know, in a far flung future. You know, when we were growing up, we didn't get a chance to. We saw plenty of like black love on comedies and dramas and so forth. But when it came to sci-fi and fantasy, we didn't have a lot of pairings of black folks, right? And so I think that Sisko and Yates is probably the first black love in sci-fi that I had seen on TV, and you know the relationship, as with any relationship, had their ups and downs, but towards the end of that series, they got married. They went through plenty of like sci-fi adventures and ish together, and they just worked, really, really, really well. And for me, it was just a beautiful thing seeing two black folks who were captains of their own ship. I think Cassidy Yates, she was a freighter captain, and Sisko eventually became the captain of the Defiant and Deep Space Nine. But I felt that those two actors did very well with bringing that relationship to life and showing that, once again in the future, like they're, we were loving each other, Yeah. So I and they had another kid, that Sisko unfortunately wasn't able to see, but yeah, that's my first choice. Always going to Trek it up. So
I'll scratch that off my list for couples to bring up then on this show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And that's not a bit. I'm legit saying that.
Yeah,
because I feel the same way that Robert does. Seeing them in that environment and seeing everything that Sisko had been through.
Yeah.
He's had such trauma. You open the show Deep Space Nine on him and Jake's trauma, and you don't think he's ever going to be the dude is going to like fall or whatever. Like look, this man punched Q in the face. This man is not about playing about anything. And then to see that side played by Penny Johnson
Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who is absolutely we love her. She is one of like the cornerstones.
Yeah.
Of like this genre. Her, Carl Lumley, like there are some people out there you gotta give it up for. Seeing that couple was so beautiful, so real for me, and it just made me fall even more in love.
Yeah.
With Deep Space Nine because they brought something so different and so real to it. So yeah, I should have known. I'm a Star Trek. I should have known. I should have thought, but I was like, you know what? This is a couple that we don't talk about a lot of, even though we all saw it there. Yeah, so but thank you for that one. For me, I'm gonna go left field, professional wrestling.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with Queen Charmel and King Booker.
Yes.
they are actually like married in real life, like a real life couple.
Yeah.
And I really didn't know a lot about Booker until more the end of to WCW. Like I loved him and his brother Harlem Heat, great. But then seeing what he did in TNA Impact Wrestling. King Booker, respect was so funny and just so beautiful. And I loved seeing how much fun they were having. And I loved seeing this black couple, literally king and queen with crowns. They were not subtle about it. Crowns on. He come up with the big coat, the big cape and everything, and her being there, and their way they connected. And the chemistry, obviously the chemistry that they had, because sometimes real life couples don't have chemistry on camera. But the way they had chemistry on camera, just knew that when the camera was off, they were just cutting up even more, because you see how Booker is when he's let loose. We all know the infamous promo with him, his brother, and Sherry. Hogan, we come for you. We all know that promo. So I always loved seeing them together when they were on screen, and it was like the main event Mafia. Yeah, everybody else was there, but I was looking at them because I wanted to see Booker always. I think he was always trying to make everybody else in their promos like break, because he was just that one promo. He just kept saying respect, and he's off camera. You don't see him. Most of the times he says respect, you don't see him, and he says it, elaborates in such a way more and more every time that I'm like, how are you guys holding it together? So I loved seeing him, and the way Sharmell would react to him was just absolute gold. I love seeing it. I love seeing this black couple doing it on camera, but also doing it off camera, and still being married today. And I love seeing and have it. She's still just as beautiful, just as gorgeous as ever. Black women, y'all don't be aging at all. I mean, some of y'all do, but it's because y'all full of hate, and we know who you are. But
happy Valentine's Day, y'all.
I'm gonna call like this, and some of them have been celebrities, so we know who they are. But it was just this beautiful thing, and to see it in professional wrestling, in an industry, in an environment where you see mostly white. So to have this man who was I'm not gonna do the bit, but 5-time WCW champion, and who would become further champions, and Hall of Famer, legendary, has his own school, everything. And his wife being his partner, and Sharmell and Booker just together like that, absolutely loved them. They were just amazing. So yeah, that's just one that I had to talk about, honestly, especially being professional wrestling. What about you, Robert? What do you got? What's another couple? Let me see if I can cross another one off my list.
So I'm going with Joe Mullen and Cezanne of the Cliffs from DC Comics Far Sector, and I'll go ahead and say it: the best Green Lantern, damn Green Lantern story I've ever read.
Aside from the one that you wrote.
I mean, I ain't trying to go there, but anyways,
he's written Green Lantern.
they're so the thing to remember about I think it's Cezanne is that she's an alien. But the way that Jamal Campbell, and I know N.K. Jemisin,
yes,
they work together to create these characters, but the way that the character is drawn, that's his sister. She is black coded. And when I see her and Joe together, there's a little bit of a conflict there, because Cezanne is she's a police officer on this planet, and her investigation of this crime, or what's happening on this world, is coming in conflict with what Joe was doing on behalf of the Green Lantern Corps. So there's a little bit of conflict there, but not much to the point where you feel that these women don't love each other. There is a little bit of kind of a feeling of like an off and on, will they, not will they, won't they, but it's one, as with Cisco and Cassidy, they are going through some trials, and I'll just leave it at that. But I really just enjoy seeing them together once again against this backdrop of like a space opera, except in this case it's a space opera murder mystery, fighting back to back literally in certain scenes of the book. But just, Joe and Cezanne of the Cliffs, that's my that's my second choice, and I advise everybody to check that out, because we don't have a lot of, I think, same-sex queer relationships in Black sci-fi at least with DC. It's always say the indies are outpacing, the mainstream books, and but this is definitely a case where I think that DC, via the minds of N.K. Jemisin and Jamal Campbell, they got it right. So they're a pair that I love.
Yeah, that is. I always love when black coded is kind of in there, when you can kind of tell.
Yeah.
And you like, there are certain features and things, or maybe certain nuances, certain things that are said that you can feel and you go, yes, absolutely, yes. And that is, it's one of the most beautiful books as far as writing and art together. It's one of those beautiful books, stories possible. Absolutely. Jabba, what do you got?
So this kind of love's a little bit different, especially because it's needed, especially during this time. Do you guys remember the movie Meteor Man?
Yeah.
This is why I love y'all. This is why I love
ain't nobody
y'all.
bad like the Meteor Man.
I'm gonna throw this out there because if you guys haven't watched Meteor Man, what are you doing? You need to watch it, okay? That was like my first introduction to at least a black superhero was Meteor Man. Yeah. I would say the reason why I'm throwing this in for a love aspect is because of the community. Because Meteor Man had a huge community, and it wasn't he had a love interest, from neighbors to aunties to cousins to the homeless man down the street with all of his dogs or whatever. It was all community, and everybody pitched in in their own type of way, and especially in this time, in this day and age, we kind of need that again, just to feel some type of peace and at ease. So Meteor Man is definitely one of those where you need to watch it to get a good feel good, especially for some comedic aspects of it, just to enjoy yourself. It's a good comfort movie.
Yeah.
Damn, I was thinking about Meteor Man the other day because someone said that Tyler Perry. No. They said Tyler Perry is what y'all. Wait, no. What is it? They said they said y'all think Tyler Perry is what Robert Townsend is, and I was like, yeah, that's not it. That's not. And I understand what they were saying, and I was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, and you're right. He's not what Robert Townsend. Robert Townsend did something so beautiful with that movie, where he brought everybody. He had everybody together. He had actors, musicians. He had people that you knew from just playing a million bit parts coming in there, and a superhero who wasn't some guy who was a mercenary, or he wasn't a boxer or a martial artist, whatever. He was a regular guy just trying to do it, and he was the hero even before he got the powers, just because he was every day he would get up and do it. He would do what he had to do and just be that dude. The powers just made him extra. And that was so big that they released, what was it, like a mini series or what have you? I want to say through Marvel.
I believe,
wow. Okay.
I believe so. There's a comic out there after the movie.
Nice.
I want to say it's Marvel for some reason. But no, that's a great pick. And I was thinking about it the other day, because I think Robert Townsend had an interview too, and I was like, yeah, Robert Townsend. Why are we not? I mean, honestly, this brother is. Yeah, that was wow.
And also to top it off, the man was a school teacher, so he was already a hero before he became a hero.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was the powers just made him extra.
Yeah,
that's it. They just made him. They just made him just that much more of a hero, where he could do things on a grander scale. Yeah, that one was one that was just because we got Luther Vandross as a villain. I mean, who was putting Luther Vandross as a villain?
What were they? Was a game called the Golden Lords?
Yes.
Yeah.
We should do a watch of that and do a retrospective review. Just like one episode, just do that. I'm gonna pencil that in. I'm penciling that in.
Because it's a good. I'm re-looking at it, and some of the people are no longer here with us. So it's
unfortunately, yeah. I honestly think that's what makes Luther Vandross's part stick with me so much. Because I'm like, you really cast one of your, you really cast that man as a villain. But you think about it and you're like, okay, yeah. Right, yeah, which I absolutely love. So yeah, that's
You're
man,
welcome.
simpler times.
Right?
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, that was
With good effects. Because now I'm just like in the flashbacks, like especially when like that meteor hit him. It's like, okay, kind of traumatized a little bit. 'Cause I'm like, there's rocks going through your body, and I'm like, did you die? Are you alive? What's happening?
But so good. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with one that's a bit dark, but it sticks with you. It lingers with me.
So you can only buy it on
Al and
original.
Wanda. Oh good God. Al and Wanda from Spawn.
Oh,
That one always hits me because of how much he loved Wanda, where he was willing to make a deal with Malbolgia, with like that area of hell's like devil,
yeah,
and come back, and the deal was not what he thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Wanda ends up marrying and having a child with Terry, who was Al's best friend. And because what was Al couldn't have children. And so that was heartbreaking. He came back, I think it was like 10 years later, or maybe 5, something like that.
Something like that.
Came back 5 years later.
Because what he does, he like his job before that, he didn't want to like risk having children or something like that.
I thought it was a physical thing, like he was like he couldn't actually have children. I thought that was
I thought it was his job.
I thought that was. I would have to go back and reread. Darn, I got to go back and deal with another great thing. Oh my God, the suffering. Really? That caught me way off guard. I don't know how to even like process that one. But that was just such a thing for him, and he loved her so much. But he was also able to step back and say she has a new family. That's a different kind of love, where you can step back and go, you have a new family. This is your husband. You have a child. You have something that I couldn't give you. He comes home safely every night. I don't. Sometimes I don't come home that night. And then for him to step back and like have that much love for her as well and say, I love you. Go ahead. Also in the live action movie, we got, I think that might've been my first or second time really seeing Michael Jai White. Because most of the movie he's in the makeup. You don't see him.
Yeah.
So I would always rewatch the first part so I could see him. Because when people found out that he was black, because we didn't know in that first part, like we didn't know, like in the comic. Then when people found out, I was like, oh, she's black. And Todd McFarlane had this great thing where somebody asked him about something, and his answer was, sometimes these heroes are black. Sometimes people are black. I don't know what y'all want me to tell you. Which is funny. So to see that, and I think it was it Teresa Russell, I want to say, played Wanda?
Yeah. God, Randall.
And DB Sweeney played Terry, which is kind of odd casting because Terry's black. And I think they actually made DB Sweeney a little darker. I don't know if he tanned. I'm not accusing him of any like type of black facery, which is not a term, but I just made it up now.
Yeah, DB Sweeney was Terry, and Teresa Randall was Wanda. Yeah,
Randall. Yes, Randall. Sorry. I loved. So yeah, that was a different kind of love, a little twisted, but at the end, he understood and he was able to step back, which again was a different kind of love that I was like, wow, this is. I mean, I know it's a very weird story to find a love story in, but it starts from how much he, because his whole point is you send me back to Wanda. He's like, yeah, she's like, Wanda. Even as she's going down to hell, he's yelling Wanda. Like that's where his heart is, no matter the pain, the suffering, everything that you go through as you're going through hell, and he's yelling Wanda. That's his anchor. I also love kind of twisted love stories in a way. Like there's one that I could talk about that isn't a black love story that I feel is one of the best comics out there, and you really don't hear about it very much. But anyway, Jabba, what's another love story?
For me, it's a collective because it's the Black Lightning TV show. That's nothing but black love all up in there with different couples. Oh, was that one of yours? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna just let y'all do the show. I don't know what y'all doing.
All right, push him out the way. Okay, anyway, Black Lightning.
But yes, spot on. Yes.
That's on my list too. With
Very collective.
yeah, there we go. I mean, the two
We could
people in
all talk
particular,
about it.
but yeah.
But no, I would definitely say, because especially in shout outs to like CW actually putting Black Lightning like in the forefront for you to watch and like understand, because like I said, still I wouldn't say I'm new to like DC, like I've been around, but like you don't hear about Black Lightning. So it's like for me, before Black Lightning was Static Shock. That was like my home with the lightning ability. I didn't know about Black Lightning before the CW. So I'm like, okay, so thank you for that. So apologize for my blackness. Like, I was ignorant. But no, I would definitely say Black Lightning overall, with everybody's relationships, from like, siblings to like, the parents to even the villains, like, I give it all of that.
Yeah. That's a great, I mean, that was the one I said, because it's a very layered story in that. So like if we're talking about the series itself, it's so very layered. And how, what was it in the TV series, they were divorced.
They were divorced, yeah.
And then they got back together. So that even shows
separated.
Is it separated?
Yeah.
Well, I know that they weren't together.
Yeah, they weren't together in the beginning, but I feel like they were just separated.
Okay.
But you could still feel that simmering love and that respect and that admiration. And as they were co-parenting as well, because they have Anissa and Jennifer. But you can still see that love still there. Not just them trying to be friends, but actual love and worrying about each other. And, just, I mean, here's the thing. We both had that on our list because that love means something. It hits. It's real. So yes, I'm mad that both of y'all took two things that were on my list. Yes. And I will get over with some counseling and some therapy. I will. It's fine. But that's what those stories do. They hit us. And that's beautiful. And I love that we all had the same idea for that. Black Lightning, yes. Absolutely, yes. What you got, Robert?
So for me, I'm going to lean towards the horror side that you introduced with Spawn, and go with Letty and Atticus from Lovecraft Country. They're so, aside from the news about one particular actor, I think that when Black folks, I sound like I'm about to give a speech. When Black folks in the month of February, when I had a dream, when we watched this series, first of all, there's just like Black love all around. I'm actually, as an honorable mention, I cannot remember the uncle's name, but he and his wife, they were the older couple, and that was beautiful. There was Black love throughout this, but Letty and Atticus are with the uncle are going on this crazy journey, right? And seeing the worst that this country has to offer, and they got each other's backs, and the scenes between them were just, once again, another example of Black sci-fi and Black speculative fiction, but having one of our relationships at the center of this, because we don't get to see that much, and when it's done extremely well, you have no choice but to stand up and clap. So the scene, I love the scene where the three of them are at the diner, and Letty is just like checking out the fresh coat of paint, right? The vibe that they've gotten since they've walked in, and all of this, and it reminds me of, to a certain extent, my wife clocks wherever we go, and that's kind of like what that reminded me of. But it's that sense of security that you have for that person that you love, and I really enjoyed that we got a chance to see that type of love against the backdrop of a horrible topic, which is this country's original sin, so I was, but I know that there definitely is, we could have a discussion all day about one of the actors, but for me, Letty and Atticus for that period of 8 to 10 episodes. That was it. They were a power couple for me. So
yeah, that show was just so much love and black love. And
yeah,
yeah, the aunt and uncle, yeah, she was named, I'm trying to, because it was Courtney B. Vance,
yeah,
and oh my god, what's her name? She's one of the most beautiful actresses, just so much talent and just crazy. Her body work is crazy. I'm trying to remember her name. Oh my god.
it is with Wunmi Masako, Ruby Baptiste.
No, she played the sister.
Oh,
She played the sister that would transform into the white woman.
I'm-
That sounded crazy. If you haven't watched the show, that sounded like a crazy reference. But literally go watch the show and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Anjune Ellis Taylor.
Yes.
Anjune Ellis Taylor. Yeah.
The two of them were just so beautiful. And I love seeing older black couples that love each other and are there. They had such a great thing. And the fact that the daughter's name was Diana. And her mother, who was the aunt, was named, I think they said it differently, but it was Hippolyta.
Yeah.
But I think they said it differently on the show. Obviously, that's that goes back to Wonder Woman, Amazon's Diana and Hippolyta. So basically, they were saying that she was the queen. There was so much love, and there was also queer love in that show as well.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on in that show. Wow, yeah, that's. I've been afraid to rewatch it because I can't get more. And sometimes that bothers me because I'm going to get to that point. But it ended on such a way where it could have been just one season and you would have been happy with. That's a beautiful one. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go back to horror as well. And you actually mentioned, I thought you were going to take the thing I was going to say for a second. I got to say Smoke and Annie, Sinners.
Oh, damn you. That's a good one.
Retribution.
That is a good one.
Them more so than Stack and oh my god, I'm forgetting her name.
Haley Stanfield. I'm finding it.
Yeah. Oh my god, why am I forgetting her name? Mary?
That sounds so simple, especially for that time. I wouldn't be surprised if that was it.
It is Mary.
Mary? Okay, Mary. Yeah. More so than Stack and Mary, because I identified more with Smoke. And the history that he and Annie had when he comes back to her. And everything that's happened. We don't know everything that's happened with them. We know that they were in the war together. We know that they were up in Chicago, I think they said. We know that they left Chicago under some shady, cloudy mess that they did, probably taking some stuff. And he comes back to her. And she has one of the best lines I've ever heard in any movie that is so loving and so passionate and so real and so sensual. She says, "Your body remembers me." And I identify more with Smoke because of my demeanor at times, and I can be very somber at times, very like kind of quiet and such. And when I have someone with me, when that person, when I let that person in and they see, they see Antonio and they see actually like the person that I am when I'm in those quiet moments, and that side, they become my anchor. They become that thing. They become my North Star. Annie was Smoke's North Star. And they had a child together, and that child died. When, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, if you haven't seen it, this is really your fault. You're missing out on something truly beautiful. At the end of the movie, when they're there and he's drifting in and out and he sees her and she's holding their baby and the baby is actually breastfeeding, and she tells him, "Don't you bring no smoke in here." And I was like, and there's just something there, even in death, he's about to die, even though he's fighting death. But then when he sees them, he goes, "That's where I can go. And I can be," I think she even says, "Don't bring no smoke here." Elijah, I think was his name. Like his real name, I think.
Yeah.
she and I didn't catch on to this line until Erica D. Butler, the brown girl, actually said this line when I was talking about it for a panel, and she said, and I hadn't caught on to that, and I said, "Oh my God, yeah." She said, "Elijah, don't you bring no smoke in here." I thought she was talking about the cigarettes. I literally thought that, and I was like, "Oh my God, the layers of everything."
Yeah.
And yes, absolutely. And he saw I can be with the woman who who I love, and our child. I can go and do that. Yes, I'm going to let just let it take me. And as she's having that moment, that Klansman started talking. You literally in the movie, we all literally were like, "Oh, this."
Mm-hmm.
We all were mad. He turns around, shoots him, and then he goes back to her because he had that one last thing to do. And I thought that was such a beautiful story. And I identify more with him because of that harder side that I have and letting someone in and that person becoming my focus. And also because one me was just a beautiful, dark skinned, full bodied Black woman, which we do not see as being these strong leads or these love interests for the leads. We don't see that a lot. So seeing that was so beautiful and so amazing and was so like, yes, 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 yes. Can we see more women who are not just, and this is not body shaming anyone. If you are, petite, you size 0, you 5'2" and everything, great, cool, what have you. But give me some sisters that are, and I'm not just talking about 5. I'm saying give me a sister who's like 6 foot. She's like, she's like,
You want
just
an Amazon woman.
just thick. Look, speedball special. I don't know to tell you. If you know that joke, you know that joke. Thank you, Robert. My jokes are so niche sometimes, and I don't care. I don't care. Robert totally gets that joke, and I knew that he would. Thank you. And I don't care. I'm also strong for my size, so I can lift. It's not a problem. Like I'll greatly. But I love seeing that of just her, and she was beautiful and sensual, and she was strong and spiritual, and you felt it. So yeah, that's mine. I mean, Smoke and Annie were just that one. I gotta go rewatch that too. Oh darn. I gotta go watch this modern day Black classic. Oh, the heavens. I know that Jabba was watching it for the plot because the plot was thickening.
Double the plot.
I can't stand. I hate you on a level that is so dastardly. Robert, who do you have as another couple? I can't stand Jabba. I swear to God.
Since we were on the periphery of the X universe, I'm gonna give a shout out to Sync and Monet St. Croix, her enemies, her friends, known her as M. Back in the 90s, the old days, I got a mail subscription to Generation X, the comic book. And strangely enough, I got that subscription because I saw the Generation X TV movie, and that it got me interested in the comic book. But the movie is bad. It's bad in a fun way. But that was Marvel. They did their job. They got me interested enough, and I became obsessed. It still ranks as one of my favorite X-Men series. And the two of the characters in there were Sync his Everett Thomas, and Monet St. Croix, who was named M. And at a certain point in the story, it didn't happen initially. First of all, the backdrop of this is that Xavier opened up another school for mutant teenagers, which was run by Banshee, Sean Cassidy, and Emma Frost, aka the White Queen. And Sync and M were a part of the original roster of students / heroes who went to the school. So they were there for a while, but also I think people are more familiar with them after the age of Krakoa, the Krakoan age, where both characters are grown now. They're not teenagers, and they stay kicking butt, especially M. I see that M has a huge following amongst the X fans, but like they go back to Generation X. But when they did get together, it was cool because like Everett was a kind of a Cyclops Boy Scout type, at least the idea of what we thought Scott was back in the day, and M was haughty. She was stuck up, but that's how people saw her. But M was perfect, and she had no problem telling you that she was. She was that type of character. She probably skewed more vibe wise to like the White Queen in terms of her confidence, but to have a character of color, a black, a woman of color, knowing that she's the ish was great. So when they pair it up, you thought that like these are definitely opposites, but opposites attract, so that it was a beautiful relationship for I don't know if it was a short time, but I remember being happy seeing them paired up together because they just complemented each other very well. And spoiler, there's a famous piece of art of, at least in the X universe, of Monet holding Sync's body when he is killed. Mm-hmm. And she is crying, and it is heartbreaking. And I hated it. I hated Warren Ellis for a while for killing off this, beautiful black boy. But to see the two of them, her holding him, from this moment of them kissing, way back when before, and then to the moment where she's holding him as he dies, was pretty emotional. So to see that they are now back in the Krakoan age is an awesome thing, especially when some of the members of that original team have not come back. But yeah, definitely, if you're a Generation X fan, definitely worth checking out, their relationship and also where they are currently now as adults. But yeah, M is one of those people that I hope that they bring into the live action Marvel MCU. She's amazing. So
yeah, I remember. I love the fact that the movie got you into the comic.
Yeah.
Because I was reading the comic, and then the movie came out. I still watched the movie. That's how much I liked it and how much I wanted, because we weren't getting X-Men. This was the closest that we were getting to X-Men at that time. So I popped my VHS in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Recorded it, hit pause whenever commercials would come up, so I can get that, so I can get my streaming experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so I had to be on it, like,
yeah. And
I watched it over and over again, and I had a definite link to that because I loved it. It was so good seeing Cassidy live action. Was cool to me. Yep. With the Sonic. Well, Fiona Hughes, mm-hmm. who is a soap opera actress. Robert already knows that that's a link for me, between All My Children and General Hospital. So that was just cool, and seeing this younger group of it and how they changed some of the powers. I was like, oh, that's not how their powers work. Seeing certain characters not put in, but you understand because special effects. If they put one character in there, that's the whole budget. There's only one character in that whole movie, and it's going to be about 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was a cool one. And they were this beautiful because we weren't getting couples like that at that point.
No,
especially not being written by Black people anyway. But we weren't getting couples like that. So when that happened and it was short lived, it was a dagger to our hearts. It was. See, I was, and the fact that he never came back for all this time until Krakoa.
Yeah,
and he was similar to the character of oh my God, Darwin. Sync could mimic and sync abilities with whoever he was fighting, whoever was in the vicinity, and he was learning to control it where it would just become something where he could keep their abilities and their whatever was their attributes even after the person wasn't in his vicinity. Was great. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to actually read everything in Krakoa, because I know there's a very important story with Sync Everett that has to do with another character, and when I heard it I was like, that's heartbreaking. Oh my God, that's horrible. But yes, that's a phenomenal deep cut throwback with that one. Damn, I need to watch that movie. I mean, yes and no, but I need to watch that movie. I'll be honest with you. Jabba, who you got?
Okay, technically it's a group. I'm going back with another deep cut. The names are as followed. We got Robin, Gloria, Savannah, Bernadine. If you don't know these ladies, you gotta wait to exhale.
I was about to say, okay. Yes.
I mean, another classic where there's love within relationships within these four women, but there's also a relationship within themselves. And it's so heartfelt because it gives like that sense of sisterhood without them having to be actual sisters. And you don't find that a lot, especially for one that where it's not like a quote unquote rom-com type of movie, or there's like, a horror thing where like they have to bind. It's just literally just a romance between couples amongst the ladies, and then within themselves and all their families. So it's like Waiting to Exhale, and also a bomb ass soundtrack. Just saying.
My mom wore that out.
Huh?
My mom wore that soundtrack every Saturday morning. I grew to hate that soundtrack. It's like, Lord, please.
But also,
Robert heard, shoot. He was like, "Oh,"
I was like, "No," but it's a really good soundtrack.
Yes, and also it gives us women, or anybody for that. I'm not even gonna stereotype it. If you piss off anybody, just take their stuff and just light it on fire, and then just like smoke out a cigarette.
We don't advocate that here. On the show, just want to let people know. Angela Bassett can get away with it because the walk away was so dastardly. True. I'm not gonna lie. If she did it to myself and saw her walk away, I go, I understand. Yeah.
I mean, Tiana Taylor did that in the SNL not too long ago. She did with a wagon, and that was funny.
That's right. She did. Wow.
But yes, Waiting to Exhale is always like that feel good, because you always like making sure that you want the ladies to, like, root for them to get their happiness, as well as like the happiness amongst all of them. And also, if you haven't watched it, what are you doing? You need to watch it.
It's a beautiful movie. Shout out
to watch it again.
Forrest Whitaker, right? He directed that.
He did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize he directed that.
Yeah. That was
and they just celebrated their 30th because it came out in 95.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice interview. I think it was on ABC.
Okay.
That they did. So go watch it if you haven't watched it yet.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I didn't realize that he directed that movie where his powers have been stripped away. So my next one, I'm gonna do that every chance I get. I love you. You're a great actor, but man, what the hell? Jesus. You know who they should have got for that role? And I'm not trying to be funny. Delroy Lindo.
For his role in Black Panther?
Yeah.
That, I mean,
just because of the stripped away part. I know it's such a small thing, but it took us out. We in the theater, we were looking at each other. We didn't know each other. We were looking at each other like,
I'm done with you. Get out. Get out.
I'm sorry.
Out.
My next one, actually my last one. This is going to be from a comic called Excellence. You all know I talk about it. Yes, I do. Whatever. Leave me alone. It's one of my favorites. Always going to be in my top 3 comics. The protagonist of the story, his name is Spencer Dales, and he is trying to break this system of the Aegis. I hope that's how it's pronounced. Aegis. Aegis. Aegis sounds better, correct?
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. Okay. Which is this powerful organization of pretty much the talented 10th, honestly. Families. And love between parents, but there's also this friction, which I feel is realistic in relationships and in such high about that you've had to
You having technical difficulties?
Yeah, I think.
You feeling that much love? Was this right stripped away?
It was stripped away.
Oh no!
And what happened?
You froze.
Was I stripped away?
He was like this.
I stripped away.
I was
like this. Like that's what I saw. I was like,
because I saw your movement and I was like, oh, cool. Damn. So y'all didn't hear anything I said?
up to a certain point, you got cut off.
Yeah.
I can't remember what point.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Okay, yeah. So basically, there's a lot of black love in this comic between the father and son, who are so much alike. That's why their heads are constantly bumping together. There's also the love between, which is what I'm really focused on, is between Raymond Dales and Stephanie Dales, who are Spencer's mother and father. They're a high-powered black couple in this organization, and there's so much there that we don't see what's going on. And I feel like I got frozen again. Did I get frozen again?
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay, because y'all wasn't moving. I'm saying like, oh, I'm just talking. They ain't saying nothing. I wasn't even seeing y'all blinking. That's crazy.
I'm sorry. I'll blink more.
I'm just saying. And it's crazy because of how beautiful it is, and how they show how black love can have so many different forms and shapes, and how there can be conflict in that, and there can be painful parts. And that's one of the things that gets me in there. There's brotherly love in there. You see the love between like just everybody. There's just so much there. So yeah, that's one that just exemplifies it for me. Absolutely. What's your last one, Robert?
So last one for me, I got a last minute substitution because I love this movie, and it is for the music geeks. Brown Sugar with Andre Romulus, Dre Ellis, and Sidney Sid Shaw. So my two top black, let's say rom-com or love stories in terms of film are always going to be Brown Sugar and Love Jones. And I know that's like the upper echelon, that's just like, oh, those are easy picks. But for me, like Brown Sugar, it kind of, depending on the day, it outpaces Love Jones because of the love of hip hop, because of the love of hip hop music. And I think for me, like this movie came out when I was in college, and I was in my neo soul rap. I wasn't, I was like Common, Kanye before he lost his damn mind. The Roots, Erykah Badu. I'm just everybody from that era, and this movie like captured that love for me, the love of hip hop or that genre of music and just rap, but then also seeing their relationship, Dre and Sid's relationship play out from when they were kids loving this music to when they were adults, once again finding their love of the music again, and that bringing them together was just beautiful. And it's yet another story of black love on the screen. And in a day and age where we had like 500 when Harry met Sally's, Sally, I See It in Mail, that type of shit, all those movies, which are good. It was very rare to see our stories told with that type of frequency. So when it came out, and and I was kind of the age to appreciate those movies, just like something like Waiting to Excel, Brown Sugar was at the top of the list. So I just loved, and even that cheesy moment at the end where he goes to the radio station and puts up the message for her to check out. It's a beautiful sequence, and Mos Def is sending him, giving him like stuff to say, and go and see it. Brown Sugar is a really good movie. That's the type of black love that I that has influenced me, as a person, as a black man, but then also even in writing. I try to, if I, when I have black couples, that's the type of black love that I love to show. Fun, complicated at times, but just freaking there, but yeah, Brown Sugar is the late minute addition to the roster. So
that's not a bad choice at all. That's one of the best. Yeah, whenever, that's one of the two movies, actually one of three movies that if it's on, no matter what part it's on, I'll watch it.
Yep.
Yeah,
that, Blade, and Rent.
I need to see Rent. Of the trio, I need to see Rent. Yeah,
that's, I have the last 2 weeks I've been singing the soundtrack to that. Just
525,600 minutes.
what's my favorite though? The Santa Fe one. the Santa Fe when they're in the subway. I love that song because Jesse L. Martin is singing. I'm like, oh my God, yes, I absolutely love that. That's awesome. Jabba, what's your last one?
Okay, so since we are throwing it back,
Yes,
throwing it back, we're not gonna throw it back. I'm gonna say the Creed franchise because of Adonis and Bianca. Like those two held it down.
Yeah.
Like out of all adversity, those two held it down. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, there's plot, but still, I like them both together.
yeah, I'm done with you, done with you, Jabba.
No, but I like, and it was funny too because I think I was watching an article about Creed, and I think I'm about to lose her name. Jesus Christ, Tessa
Emma?
Thompson. She was saying that even at one point, her and Michael B. Jordan had to go to couples therapy as their characters, also just to get more in depth with each other. That's dedication.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's like I like seeing those two together, especially like from different outcomes. Like I said, for example, obviously like in Creed, what was that? Jesus Christ, Adonis, he was telling like, a love child that was like, from like a foster, like not a foster home. Was it foster home? Can't remember. I'm gonna go watch it again for the plot. But like, he grew up on the street, so he didn't have like, that silver spoon in his mouth, like say, oh, this is my daddy's money or whatever. And then with Bianca, like, she was deaf, so like she already had her own, like, device that she had to deal with, like, everyday society, and like those two together, especially trying to like, bond, communicate, and then they end up having a family on top of that. So it's like, I like those two together and the plot, especially in the third one. Loving the plot.
Oh my God, can't even deal with you anymore. My head hurts. No, but that's a great one because again, there's links in there between different types of love and unrequited love, like a father and son, like their love not being able to be gotten because he didn't know him at that point, and him getting to meet. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, folks, look, we've given you so much plot. Tired of Jabba. We've given you we have like given him like twice, right? Yeah, between Smokestack and Adonis.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many different stories that we need to truly celebrate even more. Whether you want to throw back to the heyday of like Black rom-coms with Brown Sugar and Love Jones. Love and Basketball no longer is being thought of as a love story. And when I never saw it, but when I hear people describe it, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sound like a love story. That doesn't sound like a love story at all.
I think it's toxic.
Yeah, that sounds. I'll play you for your heart. Why don't we just love each other now? Like why? Like I don't need to hoop it up with you.
Blame the writing on that one. Okay, just blame the writing on that one.
Let's be good together. Also, Sanaa Lathan just deserves better because she was the plot that I missed in that movie.
There you go.
Now. So between that and we coming to more modern times where we're going with even in horror with something like Lovecraft Country, and just such a there's so much in that story. But going with a comic even with like Excellence, where you're seeing different levels of Black love as well, not just romantic, but also it's just bonds between us. And there's a lot there that we do not sometimes celebrate and discuss because we are seeing the 1000th adaptation of Wuthering Heights. Not to dismay the story and the work and everything, what have you, but we need to celebrate our own stories. The stories that we've had, the stories that are here, and the stories that are to come, because there are a lot. And there were things that we weren't even able to discuss because there's so much out there that, sometimes it jumps out of our heads. But it's good to see that. And that's just some of what's there. So folks, please, you have the option. Go and check out some of what we've talked about. And while you're checking it out, see what else is recommended for you. Because eventually Skynet will tell you, well, if you love Black love so much here, check this out. Because Skynet is always watching. And probably your grandma.
Say,
Yes. Say
Stay
it
on the
right.
chest.
Yes. Say it with your chest.
Say it, Skynet.
So that's that. So please enjoy your VD and no, that's not it. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. I keep getting those two things mixed up. I apologize, folks. I'm so sorry. I remember when it was called VD. Anyway, so enjoy your Valentine's Day. Whether you are with someone or someone's, shout out to my poly people, or whether it's just you, just enjoying yourself. If you're doing arts and crafts with your children, and they're going to be giving their Valentines out in school, whatever it is, take the day, relax, and just love whatever you can love about yourself, about the personal persons you're with, about your family. Just enjoy it all. All right. We will see you next week. We will have our regularly scheduled episodes on Monday. It will be myself and Jabba with anime and gaming. On Wednesday, it will be myself and Robert with comics culture. And then you will see that caught me way off guard. It caught me so off guard, I almost ripped the earbuds out of my ears. His hands were so quick. I was like, Robert should have been in the old West. That's
trying something new.
Robert has skills you don't know about. Not only is he an amazing writer, but watch his hands. Man is diabolical. Yes, and next week I will also have an episode where it is myself and Keith Cross, and we are doing a special called Castaway, where we are casting an X-Men movie with the original 5, Magneto and Professor X. Absolutely love his casting. Also, tomorrow episode, The Hungry Bleak, I have award-winning best-selling author and founder of Virtuous Con, Cerise Rennie Murphy on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check that out, folks. We are here, and this is for us, by us, love us. All right.
Damn it.
See you next week. Yeah. Well, put the damn. I'll try to make a point. You just damn it, Jabba, son. I can't. Damn. Y'all have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of it. Please be safe and enjoy your time. All right.
Cool.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.